Hello there. This week's channeling from the Angels of Atlantis offers us all unique insights into the supernatural reasoning behind the Middle East crisis, which I know is on everybody's heart at the moment. You see, the angels are perceiving the complex karmic web that needs transformation to bring about healing, and this we all have the potential to do by using our spiritual immunity and by moving into the state of prayerfulness. Now, all of the buzz that I'm receiving from the angels about this particular radiant revelation means that it's going to be remarkable, absolutely extraordinary. But we are being reminded that we are not casual bystanders or passive observers. We are unique frequency holders, transmitting the love of the universe through our beings and therefore positively affecting any conflict area within our world. So take a breath, open your heart, and be with the angels' remarkable loving wisdom. And please don't forget that on Sunday, June the 29th, is the monthly workshop, The Angels Speak, when you may ask any question of the angels, meaning there is an individual conversation between myself as the angel's emissary and a dear one, asking questions, and I'll bring through one of the angels to really answer anything that is necessary. So don't miss as hundreds of people come to bathe in the light of the angels to receive healing and insight, creating a network of grace that has huge effect around the world. And in past introductions to these radiant revelations, you'll remember that I've mentioned about our subscription. Well, at the moment, we have 25,000 subscribers, and we would love to be able to, by the end of the summer, by the end of August, move that figure up to 30,000 subscribers, because as we all know, 3 is the number behind all manifestation. And as a result of that, as you've noticed with these radiant revelations, the level of energy will become higher and higher, they'll be lifting us into a higher octave. And so for those of you who are new, welcome. My name is Stewart Pierce, and I've been the emissary for 12 extraordinary angels called the Angels of Atlantis for the last 40 years. And so what you're going to see me now is that I'm going to close my eyes and meditate by opening up the light within my pranic cord. I'll then open up each of the 8 chakras, the 7 personal and the first transpersonal chakra, and then I'll go deep into my heart, which is where I hear the angels' voices, and then I'll open my eyes and I will channel their remarkable statements. You'll receive huge amounts of love, and so keep perceiving, keep reviewing all of the finer points that the angels bring forth, because as we know, 25% of these transmissions are spiritual data and 75% are profound waves of healing and love. Okay, so thanks for being here. Let's go into a preparation. Greetings, beacons of light. We are with you, we the 12 Angels of Atlantis, for we rise in love to be energetically converged with you, for you are beings of such beauty, such courage, such potential within your loving and wisdom capacities, and in truth, we promise you, we will be together until the ends of time. You see, you are much more powerful than you think or feel yourselves to be. And yet the way to be this power is often missed within you time and time again, for love is your composite default feature. You are here to observe, to be informed, but to love. And we 12, we angels, wish to allow the love of the cosmos, the love of the divine Mother, Father, God, Source, and the love of we angels of Atlantis to pour through you. And when this is so, you will light up, and you will find it much easier to love yourself more complicitly, more inclusively, more tenderly, more kindly. And then, of course, you will turn to those around you, and you will be able to love others more easily in all social contexts, even those who appear to perpetrate great darkness. For make no mistake, an archetypal conflict rages on the surface of your planet, and this is an illustration of the oldest wound, the oldest sword stroke that is extant in the history of your current geopolitical nations, and that conflict wound is couched in the revenge complex. You see it in the hatred between the Muslim people and the people of Judah. In this transmission, we angels desire to provide you with penetrative insights which are reflections of wisdom, the wisdom that soars from the source, soars to you from the Akashic, soars to you from far above the partisan conflict that you see upon your planet. And it is formulated from and for the experience of love. We say unto you, please be not in fear, for we angels of Atlantis, we angels from the heavenly host, are being stirred, are being actioned, are being instructed by the purest of sources to love you, to heal you, to aid your corporeal beings from a supernatural perspective. As you face all of the current challenges of your world in conflict, it is only just beginning, and of course you know it will exacerbate, arising from all of the discordant opinions, as opposed to from those that could be of the loving potential. And as one of your great poets said, loyalty to a petrified opinion never broke a chain, freed a human soul, or allowed love to flow. So cease the opinions and stretch the whole of your consciousness towards the truth, the facts that stir you into loving. Yes, you see, through courage, through conviction, and through love, you could change the course of human history, for there is a tide in the affairs of men which, taken at the flood, leads on to fortune, and this tide is now. We speak of love. We speak of loving. And so try smiling with love. Praise. There is a praise crisis on your planet. Try praising with love. Try signing your texts, your emails, your letters with love. Try resolving any disappointment, grimace, hatred, cruelty, or judgment by love. And then step back. Step into detachment, smilingly, and breathe. Feel stillness and observe what happens. This is what we mean, you see, when we say to you, we are within you and without you. For we are singing, we are raying beautiful love-light songs into your etheric and auric sheaths, into the caressing of your skin, the nourishing of your body, the softening of tensions in your outer and inner musculature. And this brings calm. This will bring solution and calm to the heat-oppressed brain and your fevered heart. This will offer you the love of the infinite for you to feel, and then for you to dispatch. For dear ones, allow us to fill your gentle, vulnerable, fragile beings from the top to the toe with the love light of manna, the manna of heaven, for this force arises from the central heart of the divine Logos. It arises as a gift for your own dear hearts, and it is generated, created, made, evolved, and designed by love, for love, to love. And then, let it be known that what has been looming in consciousness of many Muslim people that is not love. For they wish to penetrate and perpetrate an eradication of many dear people upon your planet, to stamp out those who culturally, religiously, sexually, or ethnically do not fit into the Muslim ideological belief systems. Yet let it be known that we angels are confirmed within the conviction of a sacred bond. By respecting and honoring your human code of choice, for you live in a vibrational field of duality, you live upon the gift of the only planet of choice within the galaxy, and so we see the potentials that could occur in those that brim from the poisoned cup of rage and anger, and those that brim from the grace-filled chalice of love and compassion. The question is, which cup do you drink from? The presence that we angels offer is in full sentience of the divine Mother, Father, God Source, who wishes for you to be couched in the sacred and transformed, healed, ennobled by love. And there is no question within the mind of the divine that the severity of what you see happening before you in the Middle East can be diminished by huge amounts of loving aid, which is being created through the prayers of each member of your spiritual community. Thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people who are prayerful people, and they are awakening all over Gaia's beautiful spherical globe, and in this we refer to all dear spirited people all over the planet who have sought world peace for over 80 years. Since the cessation of World War II, they have sought peace through love. We desire for you to dwell on the horrific events of the World Trade Center's transformation. For once the Trade Center stood as two giant crystal tuning forks primed to a certain frequency for world commerce, for world abundance, and which then was tuned out of harmony. Please comprehend with your hearts, for your heart is the seat of the soul, and not with your heads, that each person who died on September the 11th had made an agreement on soul level to volunteer in what became a vast global transformation. For it was simply not known how or where such an horrific event would manifest, yet it did that day. And for many of the 3,000 people who perished in the burning or collapsing towers, they actually walked out of those windows into the arms of we angels, even though you saw their bodies appear to fall through the air to the hard ground beneath. We were holding their souls. You see, we were there for them. As we have promised, we will always be there for you. We will always, always love you in any situation. For we are dedicated, we are devoted to our love for you. See this that we speak of, not through tears, but through the beauty of your compassion, opening your heart to compassion. For we promise we will reveal to you powerful teachings about the essence of what it is to die and what it truly means to pass through the veils, to pass back into source. And we will do this in our next transmission, for by this we are wishing to dispel the fears and the dis-ease that you may have whenever the substance or indeed the spectre of death emerges within or without your consciousness. For you see, dying is a moment of such potential, a moment of soul harvesting, a moment of such joy for all in pure spirit. And we so want our brothers and sisters in flesh to comprehend this by perceiving a new reality as we do from the frequency of multi-perceptuality. And so you see, we feel the love for he or she who returns to the source, returning to the loving, clamorous acclaim of we spirits. The parties that take place, the high fives that are offered, the jubilation is extraordinary, for we exist in pure frequency. We exist in the only reality that emerges within the power of the source, which is a vast field of loving potential. This is your birthright, and this is what you are ascending to in flesh before you decide to return. And yet it is now time for each individual, for each flame of sentience, for each of you as a frequency holder to truly comprehend the feelings and the messages of love. It is time for you to be called to the altar of world service and world healing. It is time that each person who understands the teachings of the heart to be called to action and to speak, to radiate care, kindness, compassionate knowing with love. And we will charge you with love, the love that is the purest energy. It is now time for each individual to reach out into the unity of Eden. For this lies within you, and yet was lost on the outside of your being during the end times of Atlantis. It is now time for all who felt powerless and could not stop the demise of Atlantis caused by much greed and negativity to step forward and to work together co-creatively in loving strength and in brave courage to face the karma that has been wrought, that you see emerging through violent conflict. Do you see? The old lessons will then be finally learned by all who know and feel that this is true. And for anybody else, they will return to the source for profound healing, and they will measure. Their hearts will be weighed, and they will measure the transgressions of their conduct. Yet it is now time for you to see that the strife in the Middle East must be healed, unquestionably will be healed. For when the swords are melted into plowshares, when the lion lies down with the lamb, then there will be such rejoicing on planet Earth. We say unto you that those who are filled with fear and hate must be met by compassion and love, by the honest work and true service that you are currently engaged in. And for those who move into the future in creating Eden, the more you will literally work with this truth and this honesty. For those of you who are part of the informed conscious body of spiritual souls upon the Gaia, you, yes, you, are appearing as a light-filled network of grace. For you who understand what is written here, you must see your greatest responsibility is the work in hand, and this is love. For each of you is a crystalline priest or priestess, for you are self-ordained, do you see? You are self-ordained within your frequency, and this was an inherent choice when you incarnated, and now it is time to gird up your integrity and empathy and dispatch nothing but love. It is the most crucial that all people throughout the world take note of what is occurring in the Middle East to ascertain how the potential conflagration may affect their own lives, their own country. And in the same moment, it is time for all Earth people to cease the patterns begun thousands upon thousands of years ago in Atlantis, and the events that led to the karma event, the karmic event, known as 9/11. So remember, Ground Zero is an Atlantean peace portal. Observe this, meditate on this, work with this. For we angels of Atlantis are providing radiating frequencies from the core of this portal, from the core of the record keeper crystals that lie hundreds of miles deep within the granite rock of that terrain, of the entity, the city you call Manhattan, New York. These rays from the crystal record keepers, from the outer sphere of the cosmos, will elevate your biocircuitry, will heal the karma, and so your love conviction will be to create Eden within and without. And so you will be a vessel for the new earth. Yet before Eden is created, we say unto you, dear ones, that the phrase swords into plowshares and lions lying down with the lambs are powerful metaphors arising from the great prophet Isaiah, whom we knew as Ishtagar. For you see, these prophecies invoke peace and the cessation of conflict. And the phrases represent that weapons will be transformed into the tools of creativity, and that those who were once known as conflicted may be coexisting harmoniously. We see this. We see this beginning to happen in the rich, infinite potential of your mystical beings. We see this. We see that the instruments of war may become tools of peace, and that the angry loathing in absence of the sacred nature of life may be transmuted into reaping abundant harvest full of love. You see, the abundant harvest of joy will become a wave of soul triumph, will be a time when the cessation of hostilities will occur, and there will be the beginnings of a peaceful era on the Gaia. We literally give this to you as a vision, and therefore resources, those powerful resources of love and truth and compassion will be used for creation, not for destruction. We see that even in the most natural predators and prey, as you reference to the lion and the lamb, all may live together without fear, all may live together creating sanctity, all may live together in security, all may live together in tranquility. And so, all sentient beings may coexist peacefully. And The rage of iniquity will dissolve. This is our dream, and we wish you to dream thus also. Please be aware, dear ones, that on June the 24th, Jupiter, the planet of expansion, moved behind the solar deity for a sacred pause. This in itself is a day of miracles. And so please remember, when the outer voice of organization fades, the inner voice of the soul awakens. And this will caress your spirit with infinite grace and with sublime elegance. This day of June the 24th, in this time phase, will see a series of moments when you may reflect on the peace narrative that will arise out of conflict, for all conditions are temporary, and you will sculpt eternity within your souls through love. You see, the war will cease. The war will cease when the love quotient is amplified upon your planet. And so cease judging the violence. Cease getting caught up in the systemic opinionation, and love the soul of the individual who perpetrates the cruelty. You do not need to agree with what they perpetrate, but love their soul. For within them, their soul has been temporarily submerged by rage. And isn't this what Yeshua taught? Isn't this what Mahatma Gandhi taught? Isn't this what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. taught? And isn't this what Nelson Mandela taught? And then, on June the 29th, Saturn, the planet of karma and structure, and Neptune, the planet of dreams and inspiration, converge. They converge directly post the summer solstice, and you will see this chapter of time, this chapter in the life of the Gaia, effectively closes. And a new convergence begins that will create a great fusion of light that will act as an X-ray of all of your emotional lives, encouraging you to step out of the illusion of scarcity and into the truth of love. Your future is speaking to you. Your future is speaking to you in whispers. And although all that you've rested on will be shaken and pulled asunder, you will create pranayama from the divine stars that will move through you and dispel all fear by moving into the immortal mind within your soul. And so be at peace. Surrender to the light. You are cosmic operators of the new earth. We must leave you now. We leave you only temporarily, so that you may meditate on the power of this channeling. Please muse on these teachings. Allow your being to be saturated by the love light we and the Elohim share through our emissary before you. And watch this video twice, thrice, maybe 4 times, so that you may soak deeper and deeper and deeper into the sound and light transmissions that we provide through our emissary. And when you think on it, in just a little while, you will see that you have always been exactly who the angels most want. For you see, you are living merchants of love. Everything we have communicated plays to your advantage, and so move through the poetry of mankind, noticing the Spiritus Mundi, and know that she loves you as we love you. Know the divine says you are loved. And so farewell. Love steadfastly. Express all through an open heart and the divine sanction of the I Am presence. And we will meet you again, we promise you, for we love you. Namaste, namaste, namaste.